OdeeLoccSportsInfo here, back with another vid for you guys. Yeah, y'all. Well, another stream for you guys. Hit that subscribe, like, bell icon so y'all can be notified when I drop this reel, because y'all know OdeeLoc keeps it real. Yeah, y'all, let's get into it. Right? The Southpaws that Crawford and Earl Spence Jr. has faced, right? I'm not going to go back, into Crawford's early career, because actually Crawford has faced five Southpaws. Terrence Bud Crawford has faced five Southpaws, right? And Earl Spence Jr., he only faced two. So it's 5-2. Terrence Crawford, he already has the lead on that, right? Now we're going to get into who has fought the better Southpaws, right? Who has fought the better competition as a Southpaw. And as you guys see on the screen, I have Felix Diaz, right? And we all know that Terrence Bud Crawford, he faced Felix Diaz, right? He eventually made Felix Diaz quit on the stool, right? And I want you guys to remember, Felix Diaz was a gold medalist, right? So he has accomplishments. So again, for whoever came in the chat, Terrence Bud Crawford has 5 Southpaws he has faced. I'm not going to put the ones he faced in his early career, right? But he has faced 5. Earl Spence Jr. only faced 2. And as you see on the screen, it has Felix Diaz, who was a gold medalist, right? Who has accomplishments. Now, I'm going to go to the next person. Let's see. Let's see who next. Julius Ndongo. As you guys see on the screen, Julius Ndongo. Terrence Bud Crawford, he faced Julius Ndongo, who was a unified champion, right? He was a unified champion. He went into 2 people's backyard and stopped them both, right? This is just 2 of the 5 Southpaws that Terrence Bud Crawford has faced. Just 2. And they are way better than the ones Earl Spence Jr. faced. This is just a fact. It's just a fact. One was a unified champion in Ndongo. One was a gold medalist in Felix Diaz. So one was a unified champion. The other was a gold medalist in the 2008 Olympic Games. Right? Okay. Now we about to go to another one. And these are about to be Earl Spence ones. Let's see. Chris Van Herden. See? Terrence Bud Crawford, he has faced 5 Southpaws. Remember, I'm telling you, 5 Southpaws. I just don't want to put the ones in his early career, because it ain't no use. Okay, he faced 5 Southpaws. Out of those 5, one was a unified champion in Julius Ndongo, and one was a gold medalist in Felix Diaz. He won his gold medal in the 2008 Olympic Games, right? Now, what has Chris Van Herning accomplished? Huh? This is who Earl Spence Jr. took on. What has he accomplished at 147? I mean, come on. What has he done? And I think his second loss came to Boots, if I'm not mistaken. I think Boots took him on in 2020. I think Boots took him on and beat him. So Terrence Bud Crawford already took on, right? He took on five Southpaws. One was a unified champion. The other was a gold medalist. Meanwhile, Earl Spence Jr., right? The Earl Spence Jr. Brigade, they love to cap for this guy. They love to cap, but they don't want to show the facts, right? Who has took on the better Southpaws and who has took on more? And that's Crawford. So in every aspect of boxing, Crawford is beating Spence in everything. In everything, man. This is why I can't understand, the logic of the Earl Spence Brigade. It's like, what are y'all talking about? Okay, Chris Van Herden. Okay, now let's get to the last one for Earl Spence Jr. Let's get to the last one. And this is the main one, right? This is the main one. I want y'all to look at that name. Look at the name. Emmanuel Larte, right? And that's the southpaw that hurt Earl Spence Jr. This is the guy who hurt Earl Spence Jr., who had Earl Spence Jr. shaken up for a round and a half, right? And he didn't even hit Earl Spence Jr. with a left hand. He hit him with a right. He hit him with a right. Caught him slipping. So do you guys think that Larte have more power than Terrence Bud Crawford? Do you guys actually think that Larte can compete with Terrence Bud Crawford? Larte? But this is the guy who had Earl Spence Jr. hurt for a round and a half in survival mode. Go and look at the fight. Don't believe me. Go and look at the fight. He had this man in survival mode for a round and a half. Right? Let's just say a round in like 30 seconds. A round in 30 seconds. That's not a round and a half. Well, a round in 30 seconds. A round in 45 seconds. Right? Earl Spence Jr. just was backpedaling, just trying to survive after he was being all aggressive. Right? He was being all aggressive. He was, coming forward. Soon as he got clipped by Larte, soon as he started doing the stanky leg, and he almost fell, right? His glove almost hit the ground. He started backpedaling, and he got into survival mode. Right? So I want you guys to, to go to the, to the Sprints Brigade and tell these guys, it's nothing that y'all can really say about Terrence Bud Crawford is beating this man in everything. It's not even a fucking comparison, right? Terrence Bud Crawford is a 3-division world champion, 2-time lineal champion, 1-time undisputed champion, right? I think he won Fighter of the Year 2 times, right? Earl Spence Jr. is a 1-division champion. A 1-division unified champion. That's it. A one division unified champion. That's all Earl Spence Jr. is, right? Terrence Bud Crawford has took on 5 Southpaws. One was a unified champion, one was a gold medalist. Earl Spence Jr. has took on Chris Van Herden, who has done really nothing, and he took on Larte, who buzzed his ass. But they trying to put Earl Spence Jr. in the same, category as Terrence Bud Crawford? How? Now, who do you guys think will win? Let's put Larte against Felix Diaz. Who you think will win? Larte against Felix Diaz. Felix Diaz will beat the hell out of Larte. Right? Now let's put Julius Ndongo versus Van Herden. Julius Ndongo would knock out Van Herden. Right? Or at least it will be competitive fights on, like I'm not going, not let me not jump the gun, right? Because it can be competitive fights in each fight. But from what they resume show, from what they have done in boxing, right? From what they accomplishments show, hey, I feel like that Felix Diaz will beat the hell out of Larte and Julius Ndongo will knock out Van Herden. This is just what I think. I could be totally wrong. I could be totally wrong. Yeah, y'all. So the next time, the Earl Spence Jr. Brigade, they try to, oh yeah, it's like no. Terrence Bud Crawford has fought 5 Southpaws. 5. Terrence Bud Crawford has fought 5 Southpaws. I just don't want to go back to the other ones. I got screenshots of that too. I just don't want to do all that because I don't want to go back that far in his career because that's early in his career, right? These are more recent, just like Terrence Bud Crawford. Those are more recent, right? But it's it's just really no comparison, y'all. It's really no comparison. They really try to put Earl Spence Jr. and Boots. See, me, I'm not gonna even try to trash Boots like that, but Boots have to fight more people, right? They think that Boots is so good because he fighting, this certain kind of competition, right? He's fighting a certain kind of competition. So when he get in there with a boxer puncher, then we will see how he do. But until then, we can't say that he will do good against a real boxer puncher because he haven't been in there with one. He haven't been in the ring with a boxer puncher. Boots has been in the ring with smaller guys who come forward, who flat-footed, right? Older guys. This is who he has been in the ring with. Let's just be honest. Let's just be honest, right? I'm not trashing Boots at all because I like Boots, but I want him to get more experience, right? Like the cult members, they just want to just throw him to the wolf. It's like, why do you want to throw this young cat to the wolf? Terrence Bud Crawford is on a mission, man. Don't y'all really don't see it in his eyes? Anybody that gets in his way, he gonna fuck him up, bro. He's gonna fuck him up until he slow down, right? And then somebody they probably can get the best of him. That's if he, stay in boxing that long. right? That's if he even stay in boxing that long. M- Why? Because he don't really have to really have to do nothing anymore. He accomplished everything. Right? He accomplished everything in boxing. He has been lineal champ. He has been unified champ. He has been what, a 3 division champ. He has been undisputed. Right? He has been fighter of the year. What else do he need to accomplish in boxing? Right? He on a knockout streak. What more else do Terrence Crawford need to accomplish in boxing? Right? Like they be acting like that Crawford really need he really doesn't need Earl Spence Jr., y'all. I want to see that fight. Hell yeah. I want to see the fight. But in reality, he doesn't need Earl Spence. Earl Spence needs him. He's going to be a Hall of Famer. What are we talking about here? He's going to be a Hall of Famer, first ballot, right in. Do people really understand that? They really don't get it. They really don't understand that Crawford can retire today and be in our next Hall of Fame, right? And be voted into the next Hall of Fame just because of his accomplishments, all the champions he took on. Come on, man. So at the end of the day, y'all just let the this is what we got to do as Bud fans. We got to let the brigade, because the brigade, they gonna keep on trying to push a narrative. I'm not gonna say this gonna be my last video, talking about the brigade pushing the narrative, but they're gonna always push a narrative, y'all. They're gonna they're not gonna never give Terrence Bud Crawford the credit he deserves, even though he's the best thing we got in America right now, right? Shit, it was Deontay Wilder till he got knocked off. Right, it was Wilder until he got knocked off, even though Wilder, he didn't have the accomplishments of Crawford, but it was Wilder because everything follows behind the heavyweight division, right? And Wilder was the face of was the face of American heavyweight boxing until he got knocked off by Fury. Now it's Crawford, right? But really, in my eyes, it always been Crawford. But like that was but it always been Crawford in my eyes, but like that's just how it really go. Like everything follows the heavyweight division. But name somebody, a black fighter, black American fighter, with more accomplishments than Terrence Bud Crawford. That's active in boxing. I'll wait because it's nobody. It's nobody. But this is how we do, right? As American boxing fans. Don't y'all remember the cult members? Oh man, we need to be. Oh man, you ain't on the same page. Like when I was supporting AJ. Oh man, you ain't on the same page, bro. You supposed to be supporting America. You supposed. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All cap. Yeah, we know. Yep, it be all cap until it come down to one of your favorite fighters, then it become a civil war, right? Instead of us building up two brothers, two black men to have one of the biggest fights in America, right? Shit, instead of black and Hispanic, instead of black and Filipino, right? It could be two black men. But no, they don't want that. They don't want that. They want to kill it. They want to get paid off of it and kill it. Right? AJ and Wilder, perfect example. Perfect example. At the end of the day, Deontay Wilder, when it first started off, he wasn't on pay-per-view. But by the end, they offered this man $120 million. And I literally, all the shit I was talking about Deontay Wilder, I literally went to his Twitter page. I said, bruh, if you turn down that money, you dumb as fuck. $120 million for 3 fights? You knocked out Brazil in fucking 30 seconds. Then you would have took on AJ twice, and you would have got more in the rematch. So that shit would have been over 120 mil, y'all. Right? Because he would have been able to negotiate again in the rematch. If the rematch was, if the rematch was exciting and like a Klitschko type of, fight, oh, come on, man. Like Wilder could have negotiated 75 million. Fuck that 50. No, I want 75. And they would have broke his ass off. Why? Because that would have been one of the highest. I mean, come on, man. Don't you know how much hype was behind that damn fight? How much hype? And what happened? They killed it. They killed it. Al Heyman included. Yep. Shelly Finkel, Al Heyman, the cult members, they all killed it. They all got in Wilder's head and started pumping his head up full of these, delusions of grandeur, of all this, delusional bullshit. And then he started believing that shit. He started believing it. He actually started believing the shit these people was telling him. Right? And he fucked off generational wealth. No, he got paid. He got paid off the, off the Fury fight. But he didn't make as much as he could have made off AJ. He even said that. Right? He even admitted that on Twitter. He even said that. So come on, man. Come on, man. Terrence Bud Crawford is the best thing we got in America. Right? Earl Spence Jr., man, shit, I don't know. Like Earl Spence Jr., he just a Keith Thurman to me. Like, really. Right? Let's see if he get this third belt. If he get this third belt, that'll put him a little one step above Keith Thurman. But other than that, he's not on Crawford level. Come on. Even the Southpaws, it's like Crawford is beating this man in everything. Crawford just got to the damn division, 3 years ago, y'all? And he already got 5 title defenses. He got 5 title defenses. How many do Earl Spence got? 5 title defenses. And he been there his whole damn career almost. And he got 5 title defenses. Crawford just got there a few years ago and he got 5 title defenses, man. What's going on? But it's praise Earl. Earl always gets he always gets a pass. Right? He can always just walk on through. Nobody say nothing to him. Nobody hold him accountable for nothing. Right? Because in actuality, Earl Spence Jr. should have moved up to 154 about 2-3 years ago. Come on. This man should have moved up 2-3 years ago. But he know he's not even a factor at 154. Spence know he not a factor at 154. Right? Because he had fights at 154. He know that his power really don't translate like that up there. right? So if he do decide to go to 154, he's gonna pick and choose, certain fights to fight. It's just gonna be names. That's if he choose to go up there, right? Because Earl Spence Jr. could be on his way out, y'all. He could be thinking about retiring. Don't be surprised if Earl Spence Jr. retire, right? Come on, man. And he got an excuse. The eye, right? So he can be a probably win that belt. Let's just say he win that belt from Ugas and he announced his retirement after that. Come on. Then he say that he can't fight no more, because it's eye. Come on, y'all. That's a possibility. I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but that's a possibility. That's a possibility, right? Because Earl Spence Jr. going to 154, I don't know how that's gonna, I don't know how that's gonna translate with him up there because he already been there, right? He already been there. I think he fought Larte at 154 and Larte buzzed his ass, right? They hit different at 154. So I don't know, y'all. I really don't know. I just want to see the fight between him and Terrence Crawford, but at this point, I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't think it's gonna happen. And I think that Earl Smith Jr. he'll probably retire before he fight Crawford or something like that, or you know, something is gonna happen after this fight with Udenis Ugas. Something is gonna happen. Either he's gonna move up or he's gonna retire. Something is gonna happen, but he's not going to fight Terrence Bud Crawford. So don't even look forward to that, right? He's not going to do it. He's not. Unless, yeah, man, see, they got a lot of scenarios, man. So just let me just stop, with all these hypotheticals. Let me stop with all these hypotheticals, y'all. But yeah, y'all. So again, let me just repeat this. Crawford has fought the better Southpaws. Crawford has fought more Southpaws. Five. He has fought five Southpaws. You can go and look at his record. I went through his whole record. I went through Spence's whole record, right? And Spence only faced two, and Crawford has faced five. Crawford has faced a unified champion and a gold medalist that was both Southpaws. And Earl Spence Jr., he faced Van Herden and Larte. So for all the people, who think Earl Spence Jr., right, he has fought it's like, no, he haven't. He haven't done it. The proof is in the pudding, right? The facts are there. If you go and look at them, if you want to find them, you can find them. Y'all need to stop listening to these channels, and just regurgitating what they saying out their mouth. No, if you want the facts, you can go and find them yourself. It's not hard to do research yourself, right? This is what a lot of people really like. A lot of people in this boxing, community do not like to do research. They do not like to look up stuff for themselves and look at it with their own eyes and see it and read it and comprehend it for themselves. They don't like to do that. No, they want to come to a channel, right? They want to hear what you got to say, and then they going to go out into the YouTube community and regurgitate what you said on your channel. I don't want my channel to be like that. My channel is like it is not like that, you guys. Go and do your research, right? I showed you clips earlier in the video, you know. So go and do your own research. Don't don't just listen to me. Go and do your own research. Yeah, y'all. But thank you for whoever was in the chat. I appreciate you guys. Man, hit that subscribe, hit that like, hit that bell icon so y'all can be notified. Leave a comment. If you enjoyed the live stream, just leave a comment. This OdeeLoccSportsInfo. I'm gone, y'all.